Latest update, hidden debt of CCP's local governments soars rapidly, reaching 100 trillion yuan in outstanding debts. Sharp decline in China's exports as worker strikes surge to 7-year high. Graduation equals unemployment. Unconventional and gloomy graduation photos spread like wildfire on the mainland. CCP claims 1 hour of work per week counts as employment, netizens outrage. CCP's surveillance technology upgraded again, chat records accessible with just an ID card. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Latest update, hidden debt of CCP's local governments soars rapidly, reaching 100 trillion yuan in outstanding debts. Hidden debts of the Chinese Communist Party's local governments skyrocketed in the past 3 years. As of the end of last year, financing platforms owned by local governments hold a whopping 59 trillion yuan, approximately $9.17 trillion, with total outstanding debts of local governments nationwide approaching 100 trillion yuan, approximately $15.6 trillion, accounting for almost 80% of China's nominal gross domestic product, GDP. A June 15 report by Nikkei Asia, citing findings from the U.S. think tank Rhodium Group, revealed these staggering statistics. For years, in order to secure funding, local governments throughout China have established their own financing platforms, commonly known as local government financing vehicles, LGFVs, or urban investment platforms. These platforms, believed to be implicitly guaranteed by the local governments, have accumulated significant hidden debts. According to the report, funds raised through these financing platforms have been used for various purposes, including government-led infrastructure projects and even the acquisition of state-owned land. While this strategy may appear to boost revenue, it ultimately adds to the burden of hidden debts borne by the local governments. Escalating debt crisis hits China's local governments as defaults on urban investment financing platforms increase. In just the first 4 months of this year, there were a staggering 73 cases of non-payment on these platforms nationwide. Local governments are resorting to either seeking debt extensions and restructurings or employing unscrupulous tactics to divert funds from other sources, a practice known as robbing Peter to pay Paul. Significantly, the burden of this debt has caused numerous local governments to surpass their safety thresholds for interest payments. According to reports, the ratio of interest expenses on hidden and reported debts to official revenues and the income generated from local government financing platforms should not exceed 10%. However, calculations by the Rhodium Group reveal that approximately half of the 205 Chinese cities with available financial data surpassed this threshold last year. In some cities, such as Lanzhou and Guilin, the ratio of interest payments to fiscal capacity even exceeded 100%. The report indicates that the surge in debt is primarily due to the substantial increase in local government borrowing, coupled with a sharp decline in tax revenues resulting from the economic stagnation caused by the zero-COVID policy. Additionally, authorities' tax reduction measures have further exacerbated the situation. This year, the ongoing slump in the real estate sector has continued to impact local government finances, as revenue from land sales, a significant income source, continues to decline. Consequently, the budget shortfall for local governments is expanding. Sharp decline in China's exports as worker strikes surge to 7-year high. China's exports and factory output experienced a significant decline in May. According to the data released by the General Administration of Customs of the CCP on June 7, the total value of exports in May reached $283.50 billion, marking a 4% decrease compared to the previous month and a 7.5% year-on-year drop, falling below market expectations. Additionally, China's cumulative imports and exports from January to May amounted to $501.19 billion, reflecting a 2.8% year-on-year decrease, which is 0.9 percentage points higher than the cumulative decline of 1.9% from January to April. According to a report by Reuters on June 14, Chinese labor researchers stated that some factories have closed down or struggled to pay workers' wages or severance pay for laid-off workers as a result. They noted that this has led to a surge in labor disputes, damaging consumer and business confidence. The Hong Kong-based labor rights organization China Labor Bulletin, CLB, documented over 140 strikes in factories across the country in the first 5 months of this year, surpassing the record of 313 strikes during the same period in 2016 and marking the highest number since 2016. According to CLB, many of the strikes have been concentrated in Guangdong Province, the manufacturing hub of China, and the Yangtze River Delta, involving exporters including clothing, footwear, and printed circuit board factories. A video cited in CLB's National Strike Map log shows dozens of female workers from Zhongmin Sportswear Goods Shenzhen Limited Company walking out of the factory compound. The video, posted on Douyin on May 24, is accompanied by a caption stating, "This boss paid off law enforcement and is cheating workers' money." In another video posted on May 26, several workers stand on the rooftop of Xiandian Cable Limited Company in Shenzhen, holding a banner that reads, "The boss owes us wages." Another video released last week shows employees of the company debating compensation issues with the company's lawyer. A female worker said, "You need to collect workers' grievances and pass them on." Reuters verified the location of the videos and photos by comparing the signage and architectural features with Street View data, but the timing of the protest activities could not be confirmed. Calls to the cable factory went unanswered. A person answering the phone at Zhongmin said she couldn't comment. Douyin users did not respond to Reuters' inquiries. Participants in the protest activities are often under surveillance by the Chinese Communist Party's security forces. The Chinese Ministry of Public Security, Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security, Shenzhen Police, and All China Federation of Trade Unions did not respond to Reuters' requests for comment. Graduation equals unemployment? Unconventional and gloomy graduation photos spread like wildfire on the mainland. When it comes to college graduation photos, it should be accompanied by graduation caps, flowers, and smiling faces. However, this year in China, an unconventional trend of graduation photos is going viral. These photos depict students sprawled out with their limbs spread on bridges or park benches. Some are shown lying face down on stairs or grass, adopting a posture of lying flat. In some instances, students are seen with gloomy expressions or even discarding their diplomas into trash cans. According to The Guardian, these images are circulating on social media, implying that the 11.6 million graduates this year are about to enter a difficult job market, where graduation equals unemployment. This reflects the frustration of Chinese youth with modern life. Instead of struggling and suffering, they choose to lie flat, not buying a house, not buying a car, not getting married, opting for a more passive and low-consumption lifestyle. As another netizen puts it, the next thing we anticipate after graduation is retirement. Chinese college students were once regarded as the pride of the nation. However, over the past decade, a university degree has become a ticket to better job opportunities, leading more young people to strive for admission to universities. According to data from the Chinese Ministry of Education, the college enrollment rate increased from 30% to 59.6% between 2012 and 2022. During the pandemic, higher education became more favored as many students chose to stay in school rather than seek employment in the severely impacted zero-COVID economy. From 2021 to 2022, the number of students in higher education, including vocational and academic institutions, increased by over 6%. But now, many graduates are not celebrating their degrees. Instead, they joke that their past studies were a waste of time. As one netizen said, "I like this style of graduation photos. It perfectly captures my half-dead, half-alive state of life." CCP claims 1 hour of work per week counts as employment, netizens outrage. The National Bureau of Statistics of the CCP has just released the data that the youth unemployment rate, 16 to 24 years old, reached a historical high of 20.8%, increasing by 0.4 percentage points from the previous month. However, the so-called employment standards released by the authorities suggest that the unemployment rate may still be severely underestimated. On the morning of June 15, Beijing time, Fu Linghui, the spokesperson of the Chinese National Bureau of Statistics and director of the Comprehensive Statistics Department of the National Economy, explained the methodology for calculating the unemployment rate. He claimed that the authorities divide the population aged 16 and above into 3 categories: employed, unemployed, and non-labor force. The employed population refers to those who have worked for 1 hour or more during the reference period of the survey, usually 1 week, in order to obtain labor remuneration or business income, including those temporarily off work due to vacation or temporary work stoppage. The unemployed population refers to those who are without work, actively seeking employment in the recent period, and are immediately available for work. These individuals have work capabilities and the willingness to work, placing them in the unemployed category. The non-labor force refers to individuals who have no willingness to work or have lost their labor capacity. These individuals are not included in the employment and unemployment statistics, and the calculation of the unemployment rate does not involve this population segment. Fu Linghui also claimed that the authorities' statistical methods are in line with the standards of the International Labour Organization and that they are scientifically standardized, aligning with international standards, and capable of objectively reflecting the employment situation in China's urban areas. The way of considering those who work only 1 hour per week as employed immediately has outraged netizens. Some netizens have left mocking comments. "I've seen shameless things, but I've never seen something as shameless as this. What international standards are they talking about? According to international standards, citizens over 18 have the right to vote. Do we have that right? Oh, I forgot, we have the right to elect village chiefs. I spend every day watching short videos and earning a few cents. Does that count as employment? If I spend over an hour picking up mineral water bottles, does that count as employment?" I don't believe a single word from the statistics department. They either play with words or make things up. Their data is at least inflated by 30%. Some netizens even said, if they keep deceiving like this, the Qing government, referring to the CCP, is going to perish. In recent years, faced with the difficulty of employment for college graduates and the increasing unemployment rate, the CCP's official media constantly invents new terms to mask the issue, such as flexible employment, self-employment economy, light entrepreneurship, slow employment, and more. On May 3, Xi Jinping encouraged young people to go back to rural areas and advised them to find hardships for themselves in a letter to university students. Wang He, a China-related expert, told the Epoch Times that the authorities' proposal for young people to find hardships for themselves and promote the uphill and downhill movement is because those in power have made a mess of the country, and now they are forcing the young generation to bear the hardships, essentially pushing them to rebellion. CCP's surveillance technology upgraded again, chat records accessible with just an ID card. The Chinese Communist Party's surveillance technology has once again been upgraded. According to a report by Radio Free Asia, RFA, on the 14th, a Chinese netizen left a message in a chat group on June 7, stating that on June 6, he was checked by customs and police officers at Haikou Zhenhegang Ferry Terminal. Surprisingly, they didn't check his phone but were able to access his WeChat chat records with just his ID card number. Even deleted chat records could be recovered by the police. This news has caused great anxiety among netizens. Commentator by XIN pointed out that personal information leaked through ID cards is actually more extensive than that through phone numbers. In other words, with your ID card, all your information can be accessed, including your assets, property ownership, hotel records, consumption history, and chat records. He said, this is a new strategic direction for deep stability maintenance. By XIN also revealed something even more alarming. A few years ago, he personally witnessed the Chinese Communist Party police using a technology that can retrieve all the information from your phone as they walk past you. They immediately know the registered name of your phone number, your WeChat groups, and chat records. Hong Kong media have also reported that a police device and accompanying software sold in Guangdong's Huiqiangbai Road computer market can extract information from residents' ID cards within a range of 1 meter. It can also retrieve information from Hong Kong ID card holders. According to a report by Epoch Times, a mainland reader recently revealed that he received a warning call from the police. He suspected that it was because he disclosed his name, province, and other information overseas, and the police were able to locate him through data matching. The police could even find out when he made certain comments in a WeChat group or sent messages on a particular Zhihu account that resulted in his account being suspended. The reader was extremely surprised by the extent of information that the Chinese Communist Party's police have access to. Commentator Mr. Kai told Radio Free Asia that the Chinese Communist Party has invested a huge amount of money in establishing a large database and collecting personal information through various channels. The database contains comprehensive content, leaving individuals with no privacy before the government. Commentator by XIN also mentioned that the chips embedded in ID cards have been implemented nationwide in China 20 years ago. The official propaganda claimed that it was for the convenience of travel, increased property security, and better protection of privacy. People at that time foresaw the current situation. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.